How you doing? We are back for another video. This is the one and only the Caramel Rail. This is Caramel Rail Show. Thank y'all for being back, or coming back rather, to join us for another great pop-in video. Okay. Yes, we are here. Let's see. Who we got in here? Okay, thanks Sheila Mason for being here. Rose Armstead, C. Lewis, Deborah Harris, Carlotta Passmore. Thanks for being here. She says, hello. Hey, Sugar Mama. Hey, Jackie Wise. Hey, Imprintitious. Hey. I see y'all coming in. Let's go ahead and get started. Everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. Okay. Thank y'all for being here. This has been a crazy day, guys. This has been a crazy day. I found out somebody passed away today, so it kind of put a damper on my day a little bit. So I just kind of been like drifting at work today. Y'all know how it is when you're at work, you're having a good day, and then you get a somebody send you a message about somebody passed away, and then you just like, what? So all day today, I just kind of been like in the twilight zone. So yeah, I'm still kind of processing it, but we're gonna get through the live, okay? Because I almost didn't want to go live because I was just kind of feeling a little nostalgic tonight. But yeah, we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it because death is something that happens just as life. We just never know. But we're gonna get through it. All right. But it made me feel a whole type of way today at work. I ain't even gonna lie. Not gonna lie. All right, so first topic before we get into the real meat and potatoes of everything. Yeah, man. Thank you, Miss Sugar Mama. That blew me. I'm still blown by it. Yeah. Like all day I've been like. But okay. All right, so let's get into this topic with Jamie Foxx, you guys. He is finally speaking out about what happened to him. All right. So they're saying that Jamie Foxx gets emotional in public in his first public appearance since his health scare. Okay. And he reveals that he saw the tunnel. He says, I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy. All right. Now, on Monday, Jamie Foxx attended the Critic Choice Association celebration of cinema and television. This is honoring Black, Latino, and AAPI achievements in Los Angeles. This says that the December 4 event marked his first in-person appearance since his health scare, which occurred in April. Okay. Now, they're saying that while at the event, that Foxx gave a moving speech as he accepted his Vanguard Award for his performance in The Burial. Okay. Now he says that I want to thank everybody. He says that I've been through something. I've been through some things. He began saying on stage, it says, it's crazy. He says, I couldn't do that 6 months ago. He says, I couldn't actually walk too. He says, it feels good to be here. I cherish every single minute now. He says, it's different. And it says he added that he just kept saying it's different. He's saying that speaking on his life-changing experience, the actor, which is 55, went on to say that I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy because it's tough when you're almost, and then he paused. He says, when it's almost over. Okay, so I do have a video. We'll play it for you. Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked.
I want to thank everybody. I've been through something. I've been through some things. You know, it's crazy. I couldn't do that 6 months ago. I couldn't actually walk to. And I'm not a clone.
He's not a clone.
I know a lot of people were saying I was cloned out there. saying shit. That's a clone. Ain't no goddamn name. That's a clone. You know what's interesting? First of all, I want to say to my black folks, man, thank you so much for holding me down all the time. It means a lot because I always say, like, to black folks, it's harder to impress black folks. It is, because, you know, black people, every time you get an award, it's always somebody I can say, man, my cousin did something. So it feels good to be here. I cherish every single minute. You know, it's different. You know, it's beyond. I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy, because it's tough when it's almost over, when you see the tunnel. I saw the tunnel, I didn't see the light. It was hot in that tunnel, so I don't know where I'm going. Shit, I'm going to the right place. I just see the devil going, come on. Different. You know, it's different. You know, it's
so that's the end of it, guys. I like how he kind of added a little comedy in there so that people weren't, you know, really emotional, and so that he didn't get emotional. I think he kind of made it a ha-ha moment so that he wouldn't break down in front of everybody. Y'all know how comedians are. When you kind of feel in a certain type of way, when it's a sad moment, especially when you're talking about something as deep as that, you kind of turn it around in terms of not making it a sad moment, but you kind of take people out of that, you know, that feeling of wanting to cry or feel sorry for you, and make people laugh. So I'm happy that he was able to do that. And I'm happy that he is doing better and he's out and about. He looks good. He sounds good. He said 6 months ago, he couldn't even walk. That's a blessing. So never doubt God and what he can do, because miracles happen every day. So shout out to Jamie Foxx. He was able to come back and be, well, he's not 100%, but he's getting there. So shout out to him. Prayers for him. Okay. All right. So let's get into the show. We got some deep stuff that we're going to talk about. All right. We got some deep stuff to talk about. Ooh, where do I begin? Because when I tell you I've been digging. All right. All right, so let's get into, we kind of touched on this week with Coolio, where Coolio was sharing some stuff about some things that he saw in the industry and some things that he wanted to tell. And a lot of people were saying that that may have been why he's no longer here, because he started talking about some industry stuff that he saw, okay? So, yeah. So let's get into that, because I've been digging, and I got some more stuff that I want to share with you guys too. Hopefully the video don't be too long tonight, because I'm tired as hell, y'all. Get in bed. Oh my God. I've been trying to catch up on my shows during the week, so my DVR don't get all backed up. But baby, I gotta go to bed. Like, I am exhausted. It's been one of those days, Lord. But thank y'all. I see y'all messages in there. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, honey. I take every little prayer I can get. I just hate hearing bad news when I'm at work. I hate to hear bad news when I'm at work. Like, I hate it, because it throws my whole damn day off. I be done said a prayer before I get to work, so I can be, you know, in my zen, because you don't never know what kind of crazy stuff you're going to run into when you get to work, because people be trying you on the job. But child, All right, so let's get into it. All right, so Coolio, of course, exposed some stuff that he saw in Hollywood, okay? Some stuff he saw in Hollywood. He said, Woo said, I'm sorry, Miss Grace says take some time. I'm good, y'all. I appreciate it. I'm good. I'm just still kind of like still processing what's going on and what happened. I'm just still processing the news. I'm not gonna cry or anything like that. I'm just, you know, it's just like been waiting on me today. But yeah, so Coolio, back to Coolio. Coolio reveals that he was asked to do some unmentionable things, okay? And he was trying to expose some things that he saw in Hollywood. And he also was talking about the Illuminati as well. Now, we already know that the Illuminati in the industry is at an all-time high. A lot of people have talked about it. They were talking about maybe Jay-Z and Beyonce might have some dealings with the Illuminati. A Like crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the video. Yeah, I always have to watch the videos first to make sure you don't be no crazy shit. So when I share it with y'all, YouTube, don't be tripping. Let's get past this ad. It talks about Jay-Z as well. And he's exposing trafficking as well, too.
Theories based on the quotes from real public figures. The views expressed do not represent those of the video's producers or narrator. It is intended for informative purposes and not to offend. The glam of Hollywood is not just as smooth as it has been portrayed in the public. There are countless unsolved, dark, mysterious stories of the people in Hollywood that are, to this day, moot. From the days when artists were blackmailed by notorious gangs, to the days ritual acts became so popular that it affected their sanity. There is very little known about this industry. Why? Because those who try to open up about the dark incidents that happen in Hollywood often see a tragic ending.
To be a member of the Illuminati or a member of the elite society or whatever, you would think that I would be, that they would come at me, and I think they did. I've had my come at me on some, oh, you should do this type shit. And I was like, what? Man, what the, why the f would I do that?
Coolio. Despite the danger that could come with exposing Hollywood, Coolio was one rapper that did not fear the consequences, going on to expose some shady rumors about this industry. Even though Coolio emerged in the same Los Angeles neighborhood in the late 1980s as the aggressive hip-hop acts Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, Ice Cube, as well as the rest of the NWA crew, his subject matter and demeanor were rather light. His hit songs from the 90s were considered the soft beats in the rap industry.
I have an original flow with my rhymes. I don't sound like anybody. And I take my time, and I like music.
It was a formula that served Coolio well in the late 90s, as his first two albums sold millions of copies worldwide. But after 5 years in the spotlight, he fell out of favor as other hip-hop artists came into the mainstream. And for the next 3 decades, he was perhaps better known for his chirpy work in reality TV, game shows, and film.
What's up, everybody? This is the one and only Coolio with the flow, aka El Cool Magnifico.
But then, many conspiracy theories started to boil when everybody saw a worldwide famous rapper just doing game shows. Nobody expected the ultra-famous drop Gangster Paradise, which was a perfect example of a blend of a gangster's brutal life with a melodic, lighthearted side of rap, to end up like that.
I was pretty excited about it, to tell you the truth. When I let the record company hear it, their exact words were, "Oh yeah, it's a good album cut." Swear to God, they said that. They will deny that right now.
To start with, Coolio's life was rough from the very start. He used to live with his mother when he was 5, when she broke up with her husband. That was until she started drinking, neglecting her son. Due to his mother's negligence, Coolio started running with the neighborhood gangs, even bringing weapons to school.
For a while, until I got to junior high school, and then I just started fighting back. I started fighting back, and they stopped bullying me.
During his time with gangs, he became addicted to drugs, and closer to adulthood, he was also jailed. The reason was unclear, as there are many theories behind this. Some sources say that he was wrongfully jailed due to an identity clash, and some say that he had charges of theft. Whatever the reason, he was sent to jail for 10 months, and this is how he felt about his addiction.
I'm not gonna say that I'm glad I went through that, but I'm glad that God gave me the strength to overcome that. That's what I have.
However, this was the last time he was involved in such stuff. After this incident, he moved to California, and that's where his rap career started. Soon he got all the fame he deserved and dropped his mega hit song album.
I think it's the spirituality of the song. The song gives you a feeling of maybe sadness for some people.
While working with Hollywood's elites during that period of time, many things were revealed to him, and his recklessness helped him to tell the truth to the world. During one interview, he revealed everything. According to him, when he used to be famous in the industry, he was never approached directly. Instead, some people were sent to him for the message they wanted to give.
They would come at me, and I think they did it sideways, though. Nobody never got at me directly and said, "We want you to join us
This statement was directed toward the Illuminati. It was quite fishy for him that the elites never contacted him by themselves. Instead, they sent shady people who would force him to do inappropriate things to get even a single song done.
Come at me on some weirdo shit, like on some gay shit. I've had my come at me on some, oh, you should do this type shit.
The acts they asked him to do were so inhumane that he became very shocked, knowing that this is what it takes to make a position in Hollywood.
I view that as being inhuman. I view that as I would never do that.
And this was where he decided to reject them. He thought that rejecting them would be good for him and the industry too. But this decision proved to be even more bad for him. The elites of Hollywood supposedly tried their best to cancel him and did every wrong thing to him.
Started happening to me. Went to jail. For some bullshit. Got convicted. Well, not necessarily convicted, but because I didn't do no time, no real time.
Allegedly, they did so much wrong to Coolio that he was sent to jail on a false charge. He was arrested at Los Angeles airport for the possession of substances. Coolio did not even know that there was a pipe and other substances in his bag. According to him, he never ever tried to put the substances in his luggage in his life.
But I ain't never did that. I'm not an idiot. When the first thing I said.
Oh God, here we go with Ed. Now y'all see how they're trying to catch him up because he chose not to join the Illuminati?
When Coolio said this to the police, they responded that they would check, and they checked exactly the bag in which the things were put, as if they knew that this was the suspicious bag.
Inside my bag with all my wires, my Xbox, the bag that they're gonna open and search.
Those possessions were not clearly Coolio's because, according to him, he was not so stupid that he would keep the substances among his other normal things. Anyways, the police at the airport did not believe him. Coolio even requested a DNA test to prove that those substance bags were not his. And this is what they said.
If it's mine, then my DNA will be on it, right? Yeah, you're right. But we don't do that.
When Coolio saw that they were not listening to him, he decided to pay for the DNA test himself, because all he wanted was to clear his name for the false accusation on the basis of which he was being examined at the airport.
I said, okay, well then, let me pay to have it tested, just so I can clear my name and know that I am not that dumb.
But this also did not work out for him, and consequently, he was arrested for the possession of substance and gun possession. Coolio was supposed to pay for 3 years in jail probation. However, as part of the negotiated plea deal that kept him out of jail, he was also required to complete community service for a period of 45 days, despite the fact that his reputation was torn.
When something happens, whether it's true or it's not true, once it's been said, for most people it's true.
Later during the trials, it was proved that Coolio was not involved in the possession of any weapon possession. This is what he said during his interview. It was a misunderstanding. I do not condone the use of firearms, legal or illegal. Thanks to the court and the attorneys handling this for me, so I can still do the work that I do. But for the substance possession case, he was sentenced to 10 months in jail with drug rehabilitation. And this was all done to him because he rejected the elites of Hollywood. This was just one incident that he revealed, and he wanted to tell more about this industry, but he was afraid that they would do harm to him. Coolio knew that they were ultra powerful.
There's a lot of shit I know that I want to tell people. There's a lot of things that I want to teach, but I'm afraid. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm scared because I got 4 grandchildren.
In the interview in which he was revealing the truth, he seemed to be so scared that they might harm his family. He decided to keep mum about the things he knows, out of fear. But there were certainly some inappropriate activities that were going on during those days, which were also used to manipulate artists.
People are telling the truth. I've seen some crazy shit. I've seen some crazy shit, bro. I've seen some shit. Wow, I've seen some shit that made me go, what the f***?
Now, as soon as he disclosed everything that happened to him during his time in Hollywood, he started to receive death threats. And ultimately, after some time, he was found dead. But before his death, this is what he said.
And you sit there and argue them down about how it's not true. I'm cool on that. For real. Because you know.
It is worth noticing here that right after this video was released, Coolio was found dead in a bathroom. Before his death, he came to his friend's home for a hangout and went to use the bathroom but never came out of it alive. And when his friends went to check on him, they found him dead on the floor. The medics determined that he had suffered a severe heart attack.
Grammy Award-winning US rapper Coolio has died in Los Angeles. The legendary entertainer, whose real name is Artist Leon Ivy Jr., was 59 years old.
Since then, a whole series of recent interviews with Coolio has surfaced, in which he claims that he is going to expose the music industry, that he saw things that would get him killed, and that he was about to wake up black people and make them understand what their true origins are.
I think you one of the most important black men in America, bro.
Now, we know that anytime a celebrity dies, conspiracy theorists are going to say that it was the work of a secret government cabal or the Illuminati.
He got a view into the Illuminati, you guys, and he was propositioned to do sexual things in order to boost his career. And he said, I'm not going to compromise myself and do those things in order to get ahead in my career. And he started talking about these things and people started coming for him to shut him up. Okay. And now he is no longer here.
Or the royal family. They're going to connect numbers and initials and dates and album cover imagery to reach conclusions that they claim to prove a celebrity was murdered. So naturally, people are now saying that Coolio was taken out because he knew too much and needed to be silenced. Look how absolutely certain some people are that this is the case. R.I.P. Coolio for standing for the truth and exposing the music industry for what it is. However, we all know he was murdered because of this reason. R.I.P. to the OG. Another one added, when I first heard of his passing, I told my wife he was exposing the truth, and that's what happened to him. I saw his interview when he talked about how they came for him and his family. They got to him, bro. Especially if they say his was related, then we know they got to him. And one person also said, I don't believe in coincidence. He suddenly and mysteriously passes away after expressing his desire to make black people wake up and understand where they really came from. And after he talked about how he has supporters that are willing to stand up and help the movement. If you're famous with a voice and you start saying something they don't like, they take you out. So how likely is it that this is the case? Coolio was never really the sort of guy who would spearhead a movement to expose the music industry. But people don't doubt that he knew of some of the dodgy and secretive workings behind the scenes. Before his death, he went on a podcast where he suggested there are big-time rappers who had got their record deals because they were shagging powerful music industry executives.
To be a member of the Illuminati or a member of the elite society or whatever, you would think that I would be, that they would come at me, and I think they did. It's sideways, though.
Tim Pool, the host of the podcast Timcast, did not waste a single minute after breaking the news of Coolio's passing.
This is something I'm really excited to share with
you. Are y'all enjoying this? Coolio is revealing a lot of things we've been talking about so far in the industry, you guys. Some crazy, crazy stuff.
Conversation to recent deaths caused by heart disease. You're not allowed to ask any questions about that. This program was brought to you by Pfizer, he added, sarcastically referencing the pharmaceutical corporation. But another reason behind disclosing such confidential things was also that he had a personal grudge to bear, as he felt he had been wronged in some way about the publishing rights to Gangsta's Paradise.
You got the lion's share.
Oh man,
I got all the writers.
oh okay.
All the writers, and I got a small portion of it, which is.
After Coolio's death, some QAnon influencers and fringe form users were quick to suggest he was assassinated as part of a larger plot to keep him from exposing sex traffickers. Some sources said his death was mainly due to the COVID-19 vaccine, but when the autopsy was done, it was found that he overdosed.
He sort of mentioned that with that free spirit comes using drugs.
Choke, no joke. Although Coolio was the first one to disclose every dark activity going on behind the glamour of Hollywood, there are some other artists too who shared their suspicious experiences in this field. One of them is Choke, no joke. Choke is a videographer who has worked with a lot of artists. With many of these artists, his experience was good. But with one artist, Jay-Z, he had quite an unpleasant work experience.
It's f***ed up out here. It's f***ed up out here. And everybody out here that's friend, like they doing so motherfucking good, is lying.
Basically, Choke used to work with Def Jam Recordings. Jay-Z has remained the president of this label for quite some time, and during his tenure, artists were bound to sleep with the executives and perform some inappropriate stuff with them to get their work done.
We hit this brick wall where
Y'all hear that?
we get executives that try to sleep with us for us to move forward in the industry, right?
And this started a never-ending rope of funds between Choke and Jay-Z. There were many occasions where Choke described how Jay-Z is a secret hater who signs artists he either fears or wants to keep under his thumb in order to prevent competition.
Jay-Z's a hater? Don't y'all know that he blocks people too?
He used the example of Jay-Z's wife Beyonce, dropping music for Lion King at the same time as Nas's Lost Tape project.
They could block any and everybody they want right now because they have the power because they're the two at the top.
He even made the conclusion that Jay was still not totally over his beef with Nas from the early part of the century.
What Nas do? Turn around. They announced that he dropping the Lost Tapes too. And what they do? Few days later, a week later, they announced Beyonce's dropping the Lion King soundtrack.
Choke No Joke also delved further into the topic of Jay-Z's failure to give back to the communities and individuals who were instrumental in his rise to wealth and fame.
So now what they trying to do is they trying to break America.
Yeah, permanency is over. That's nothing.
Yo, bro.
He went on to discuss the historic night that Jay-Z brought Cameron out on stage. He believed that Jay-Z did this in order to embarrass Damon Dash and to have the great New York rappers that he had battled with kiss the ring.
He was selling that to Cameron and them. That was their beat, and Jay performed. Or Jay comes out at one of the award shows. I think it was the BET Awards.
He spoke about this in his interview about Jazzo's signing with Rockefeller Records, as well as the reasons why he believed Jay-Z was taking advantage of other artists such as Meek Mill and others.
I mean, Jazzo signs over to Rock Nation. Y'all see how they YouTube try to ruin my video?
After all these events, Jay decided to leave Def Jam's presidency. At the time he was leaving the record labels, he said, "Now it's time for me to take on new challenges. I am pleased to have had the opportunity to build upon the Def Jam legacy." After Choke, Smart Guy also shared a similar experience working in Hollywood. He disclosed that the artists were invited to the parties, and to win the deals with record labels, they made them do obscene activities. Not only did they make them do these actions, they also recorded them so that if in the future they tried to reject them, they could knock them out. To make it clear, this means that artists were possibly forced to sell their souls just for the sake of money and fame. They were allegedly forced to do unusual acts after being forcefully drugged. According to Smart Guy, they were made to work late at night just to check their stamina and get their deals done.
Because they trying to drug you. So you be in a studio session late at night and they'll see if you a meatball, yo bro, hit this blunt.
He went on to say that they recorded those absurd activities just to blackmail artists in the future. If the artist got famous and had the position, they would have the recording, and they could use it to trap them in a contract.
You get with blackmail you. It's a lot of, the game has evolved. That was what they did back then. Now, it's a little different.
You'd think it's only the smaller artists that were involved in such activities, but according to Smart Guy, he has also seen famous artists from the industry who went there just to get their contracts signed. Fat Joe. Whenever it comes to the topic of exposing dark secret parties in Hollywood, Fat Joe has always been very outspoken. During one of his interviews, he claimed that this Hollywood industry is mostly now ruled by what he called the gay mafia.
The hip-hop community is most likely owned by gay. To be honest with you,
think they'll be?
They're owned by gay. I happen to think there's a gay mafia in hip-hop.
Right. Fat went on to make a claim that understandably upset many, saying that in the present time, wherever we go, we see the gay community, and they have now taken over the hip-hop industry. Joe began to opine that there are so many in numbers that there are no artists left to work with them, whatever that means.
I'm pretty sure I've done. I think you've done songs with gay rappers? Yeah, I think I've done songs with gay rappers. I'm pretty sure of that.
He elaborated on the situation, saying, "I'm pretty sure the football guys are gay, the basketball guys are gay, they're gay. There's millions of gay people in the world, girls too. Cat Williams. Cat Williams is a famous American comedian who has been working in the industry for a very long time now. Jamie Foxx, Howard Stern, and Dave Chappelle are just some of the names he has worked with. But when he was working with Jamie Foxx, he noticed something very weird.
Be gay in Hollywood, you never fucking expected. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms.
When he started working with Hollywood, he was invited to many parties. Initially, Cat did not know that these parties would have dark secrets, but his opinion changed when he attended one party. He found out that something else was done there. In these rooms, he said he saw many celebrities, including Jamie Foxx, doing some inappropriate actions in front of his eyes.
You told me backstage at a show and told me I could bring him on stage and air it out. I said, no, nigga, let me wait till I get to LA.
But then again, comedian Faison Love has also made a claim about Cat Williams' sexuality, saying the eccentric comedian is acting out to mask the fact that he is a gay man. During a sit-down interview with Tom Joyner, the Real Husbands of Hollywood stars said he feels like Cat is not living his truth. I actually feel sorry for him sometimes, he said. Like I said before, he's not living his true destiny. He's living this fake gangster life. He got this whole persona from a friend of mine named Mac Minister. He's a real pimp who tried to do comedy. Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown is one of those people who have openly talked about these dark parties going on since Hollywood came into being. He has always claimed that people in this industry are monsters who can do anything for their own gains, be it financial or physical.
I agree with you on that.
Excuse you, are you gay?
Shit.
Okay, well, I'm not. I know that.
Completely.
In his latest interview, he even did some weird mimicry to expose the record execs, and somehow revealed so much about those secret night parties of men.
Gave me the uskash kusmash. You gave me the uskash muaf, the sulusmash. Yeah, son. I mean,
Beyond that, he also accused the elites of the same thing, that they force artists to get involved in intimate activities, mainly pointing out Diddy.
the sex symbol. You know what I'm saying? We looking for some shit. We trying to shake up the world, baby. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do some real shit out here.
We all know Diddy has been hosting and organizing all these parties just to make his ties make a more strong position in the industry. Jamie Foxx's viral conspiracy was the one which made the public believe that Diddy is a real giant of this industry. He had shown great courage recently and risen to the forefront of the celebrity news cycle by revealing P. Diddy's notorious Hollywood bashes.
I remember watching Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel, filming this. And it's a pool party that is ridiculous, man.
After this, internet users were outraged, and after Jamie ended up in the hospital, suspicions quickly turned to Diddy as the possible perpetrator. However, no evidence supports the claim that Jamie's substance misuse was triggered by Diddy's wild parties. It is clear that Hollywood is not as glamorous as it is seen from the outside. Only people inside know how much sacrifices they have to make, and what they have to go through just to make their position permanent.
Y'all hear that? So there are some things that you have to do in Hollywood. Ain't it crazy how it always goes back to Diddy? Now, we also talked about Diddy having these parties and inviting people for these FOs as well to the Beverly Hills Hotel. I think he got his own special suite at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Like, everybody's talking about the Beverly Hills Hotel when they reference Diddy having these damn FOs. And it's so damn crazy. Did y'all enjoy that? Now, Coolio, like I said, he was talking. He was revealing some things about the Illuminati. And he hinted on some trafficking and things like that in the industry. And now he's not here because he started talking. They were trying to say it was an overdose and all that. Who knows? It's always something suspicious going on when people start talking. I mean, we've seen it. Now, I'm going to play a little clip for you guys that's going to tell you in depth about Biggie's actual deal. Now, he had a very sweet deal that he was offered in order to leave Bad Boy. I already told you guys the reason that he's not here anymore is because he was leaving Bad Boy. Now, from my sources, and let me back up. They're saying that his mother, Valletta Wallace, okay, Biggie's mama, Valletta Wallace, she actually speaks on the fact that Diddy paid Biggie $25,000 when he initially signed him to Bad Boy, okay? Because he was saying, she said, my son never ever saw that much money in his life. So he thought, oh my God, this is a lot of money. $25,000 is not a lot of money, okay? But he was happy to get it, okay? But he finally realized that he was trapped in his contract with Puffy, and Puffy was low-key robbing him in a sense, taking his money. So Biggie started writing for other artists under the table, because everything that he was making, Diddy was taking a large percentage of his money. So he was like, I'm doing all this damn music, I'm writing all my stuff, which we know he wrote all of his rhymes. Diddy was taking a bigger portion of Biggie's money. So Biggie decided, okay, I'm gonna write for other artists and I'm gonna get some money paid under the table. When Diddy found out about that sparked a huge wedge between them, and that made Diddy be upset with Biggie because he felt betrayed, like he was doing some bad business. Like, look, man, I got you off the streets, I got you this deal, I'm helping you out, so you taking money from me, which he was really trying to put money into his own pockets, because Diddy was doing what he did with all of his artists, which was take their money. All right, so let's go ahead and get that. Give me 1 second, let me pull it up for you, okay? Y'all, I've been pulling up some good stuff, okay? Hold on. Yep, it's this one. Let's get past this ad. And we're going to fast forward it to that part, because I want y'all to hear that. When I heard it, I was like, ooh, wee. Juicy, juicy, juicy. All right, let's move it on ahead. Yes, honey. When I pulled this tea, I said, oh, yes, honey. Where is it? 18, 16.
Deal indirectly insinuates that Diddy wanted to take Biggie out since he was planning on leaving Bad Boy Records. With Netflix's Biggie, I Got a Story to Tell documentary that dropped in March 2021, viewers gained a different understanding of the person behind the mythical persona. It's one piece of media that reminded fans Notorious B.I.G. was a human with a story much larger than his death or any hip-hop beef. People who knew him during the Bad Boy music era, besides Diddy, who was Puff Daddy back then, often have their own recollection of conversations and events that happened behind the scenes. Of course, one of those people is Gene Deal, a former bodyguard who worked closely with Diddy. In a separate interview, Deal claimed that Biggie planned to leave Bad Boy Records behind for a better deal elsewhere, and that may have prompted a hit on him. Everyone knows the tragic tale about Biggie's unsolved M and some of the events leading up to it. The Brooklyn-bred MC died in Los Angeles only weeks before his album, Life After Death, was set to release. According to Gene Deal, B.I.G. had other things going on before his untimely death.
Check this out.
The former security guard appeared on DJ Vlad's vlog and claimed the late rapper made moves to leave Bad Boy for a lucrative deal worth more than $60 million. Deal said he saw Big's Bad Boy contract when he had to watch over Diddy's briefcase during a flight. It outlined Big's earnings in increments of $250,000, but left publishing income in Puff's possession. When he asked Biggie about it, the rapper allegedly told him about his new deal and all the money he'd make. He showed me. It had Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Lil Cease, Lil Kim, Junior MAFIA, Tracy Lee, and the commission, he explained. I think the contract was for so many years for like $62 million. It comes out to $62 million. Deal asserted that Big wanted to stop Junior MAFIA's way of doing business and have them start writing and holding their own. The Brooklyn spitter planned to keep Lil Kim under his wing and would have taken Deal along with him to the next label, but he believed the bodyguard was too loyal to Puffy. Deal started his own YouTube vlog several years ago and has a collection of stories related to Biggie, Tupac, Diddy, Black Rob, and other artists in Bad Boy's orbit in the 90s and early 2000s. He's openly called out Diddy over things that happened in the past, leaving lingering questions in the air about what really went down with those on Bad Boy's label. He has also talked about Jennifer Lopez's relationship with the entertainment mogul Suge Knight and the ongoing mystery surrounding Biggie's death. As part of Diddy's security team, Deal witnessed Biggs M back in 1997 and lived through the infamous East versus West drama. But he and Diddy worked together for years. Since Biggie is no longer here, Deal's claims about his Bad Boy contract may be hard to verify.
That's Misa
But the
Hilton.
rapper's mother, Valletta Wallace, once discussed how much money he received when he signed on with the label. She wrote about it in her 2005 book, Biggie, Valletta Wallace Remembers Her Son, Christopher. The truth is, Christopher accepted the illusion of a friend and mentor for about $25,000. That's the amount Puffy lured my son with. That was a lot of money for Christopher back then as a 19-year-old. He had never seen that much at one time in his life, Wallace wrote. It was enough money to make my son believe that Puffy was ready to do anything for him. It was enough to buy a blind love and loyalty. In the past, Diddy has always admitted that he partly feels responsible for Biggie's death. That's something that's life-changing, Diddy told People magazine back in 2017. It's a real heavy weight to wear on yourself. In 1993, the music mogul launched Bad Boy Records, and the duo's careers skyrocketed after the release of Biggie Smalls' debut studio album, Ready to Die. You get guilt when you lose a friend.
What the likes looking like, guys? Can one of my mods update me on what the likes looking like? We got 381 in the building. What we got for the likes, okay? I want the likes to be up, guys, because we got some good info here. All right. I appreciate you guys being in the bushes. It's okay. But I would prefer everyone, please, please, please hit the like button. Okay. We got 381. We need at least 375 likes. Okay. At least, if not 381. All right. Mods, can y'all update me? 214 likes. Can we get the likes up some more, please? 215. Everybody, please, let's hit the like button. I don't mind you being in the bushes, but let's hit the like. Okay. Let's continue.
Said Diddy, who's a father of 7. It could have been you. You have to deal with that. It's a heavy thing. He expounded on the loss to Wendy Williams on her show that same year. I'll always feel some form of responsibility because I'm in this thing with him. He's my artist. He was supposed to go to London that night, and I let him talk me into not going to London and staying in LA. And that's something that really bothered me throughout my life.
That's a lie. Now, we just talked about that this week. Biggie did not talk Diddy into not going to London. Diddy canceled the London trip for Biggie because he had him where he wanted him to be in order for him to be unalive. He had already offered $30K to Gene Deal, according to Gene Deal, to unalive Biggie, and he turned it down. So he had someone else to do it. So now he's sitting in interviews, one of which was when he did one with Wendy Williams and said that it's a heavy weight on my heart and that if Biggie talked me into staying in LA and not going to London when he was supposed to be there that night, or he would have been here. So now he's trying to blame Biggie for his own demise when he was set to fly out to go to London, but Diddy stopped the flight. Let's continue.
Coming home hitmaker explained, sometimes you really have to go with that decision in my gut. And in my gut, I was like, you have to get on the plane. Sometimes when you don't listen to your gut, and this is God's world, it's his plan. But honestly, that's one of the things I regret. Not making sure he went to London. Diddy and his former artist Macy haven't been the best of friends for decades now, all because of publishing rights. About a year ago, Diddy stopped by the Breakfast Club to issue a challenge to his detractors, Macy included.
You mean Mace?
Anybody that thinks I owe them something, show me the receipt and you'll get paid within 24 hours, he said. Well, it didn't take long for the #1 former Bad Boy Records artist who says Diddy owes him money to respond. Mace, who released 3 albums under the Bad Boy banner and has maintained that Puff withheld royalties from him for decades, responded, calling Diddy's outburst a case of sour grapes from Maze, refusing to allow him to share the stage at Mace's 3-headed monster tour with Cameron and Jada Kiss. He also insinuated that the receipts in question were located at Diddy's mother Janice Combs' house. It's all very dramatic, yet still old hat for these two. who have been arguing about this same subject for 20 years. So, how did the beef between Diddy and Mace start? After Mace retired from music in 1999 to go into ministry, he returned twice, once in 2004 with the album Welcome Back, which was a disappointment compared to his fan-favorite debut Harlem World and its follow-up Double Up, and again in 2009, when he presented Diddy with documents during a live radio interview demanding to be released from his Bad Boy contract. While Diddy did sign the docs, it was later revealed that they only allowed Mace to appear on songs with other artists. He was otherwise still contractually obligated to Bad Boy Records. In 2012, Mace told fans he was no longer under contract with Bad Boy. But since then, he's been vocal about his issues with Puff, writing in a since-deleted Instagram post that Puff refused to sell him the publishing from his 3 albums, even though he offered $2 million against his original $20,000 advance from 1996. He also accused Puff of sabotaging his set at the Lovers and Friends Festival. So, it is really not strange hearing Mace implicating Diddy in Biggie and Tupac's death. But in the end, the truth will eventually come out. And that's it from us today. Until next time.
All right, so y'all hear that? Biggie was leaving Bad Boy because he had another deal where he was standing to get $62 million, and Diddy found out about that and chose to allegedly, because he felt betrayed, that Biggie, who was the biggest artist on Bad Boy, was leaving the label. Okay, he made a lot of money off Biggie. He's still making money off Biggie to this day, and he chose to unalive him because he felt betrayed. Now, I'm gonna drop something on y'all, and this is something that I've noticed with Diddy. Diddy used to want to be an artist, okay? He came into this wanting to be an artist, but his ego made him want to be a boss even more. So what Diddy would do was he would hop in, he would sign all these hot artists who had all this talent, and if you guys notice, he would always hop in their videos and try to outshine them. Look at how he used to do with Mace. Anytime Mace would do a song and it was hot and they did a video, who did you see mostly in the video? You would see Diddy more than you would see the actual artist. Even in, what is it, the Bad Boy. In that video, when they were dancing, him and Mace, when they were doing the side-by-side thing, Diddy was trying to get more camera time and outshine Mace in his own video, because Diddy likes to use his artists in order to boost his image. He don't care about artists. He takes their money, he takes their shine, and he boosts his image. That's what he's been doing for years. He's sitting on royalties, and it's said and alleged that his mother, Miss Combs, and his children are reaping the benefits of all of his artists who've been fighting him for years with the royalties. His children and his mother is living off the royalties of his artists who've been fighting and getting lawyers because they've been signed into effed up deals all this time and have not received any royalties. Why are your artists starving when you are signing them to $1 million deals and you are getting the bulk of the money? There's no reason why you should have gotten more money than Biggie when he wrote his rhymes. He was writing for other artists as well, which made you money. I can talk about this because I know how contracts work. That's why I'm talking about this stuff. I know exactly how the music business stuff works because I've dibbled and dabbled in it. I've been offered, I told you guys, 2 contracts, and I had to read through it, and I had attorneys read through it as well. And they said, no, this is not the right contract. I write all of my music. So why would I pay you a larger percentage in order to sign me to your label when I'm doing all the work? And you are just sitting back, sipping your wine, and pretty much pimping me out. That's pretty much what it is. He pimped his artists out, and he took their money, and they were left broke with nothing. That's why Biggie started writing under the table for other artists and say, hey, just pay me in cash. I'm going to write this song for you. Just pay me in cash, because the money that he was supposed to get from the money he was making at Bad Boy, he was not getting all the money that he was due. It was not the right percentage that he was supposed to get paid. And he's quickly started realizing that. And he was making a way to move from up under Diddy to find another company that would appreciate him and his talent and pay him what he deserved. Biggie was the biggest artist on Bad Boy. And he and Diddy were not in a great space when he passed away. No matter what Diddy be trying to say in all these interviews, he keep doing all these, when he do these, y'all know when he do all these, when he go to these award shows and, oh, we want to remember Biggie, we want to do all, and no. No matter how many times you get Faith Evans to get up there and singing, I'll be missing you, you ain't thinking about Biggie because you are getting a payday now that this man is gone. His mother is supposed to be getting his checks, but Diddy continues to put out unreleased music on Biggie, and he's making a profit and living off this man's name and talent now that he's gone because he's upset and was upset that Biggie was going to leave him and drop him for someone else who was going to pay him $62 million, which is way more than what he was getting paid at Bad Boy, being the highest paid artist. Period. And it's no coincidence that he got rid of him before his album came out. And that is how so many artists got screwed over signing with Bad Boy. The Locks, they had to go on the Breakfast Club and blast Diddy. Then he wants to call up there, well, what money do I owe you? Nigga, you know. You know what money you owe them. Do you think these people are just picking a number out the sky? They're just fake mad out here on the radio. Everybody now all of a sudden is fake mad at Diddy and saying that you owe them money and you don't owe them no money. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. All right, so let's move on over to this other juicy topic that is connected to this whole Diddy and Jay-Z. Jay-Z's name is mentioned because Jay-Z had a lot to do with Coolio's deal. All right, Coolio was working very, very closely with Jay-Z. Now, they said that Jay-Z was doing some very sticky business as well. He and R. Kelly were actually, y'all know they did the whole Best of Both Worlds tour. They fell out after that, at which Jay-Z then turned on R. Kelly. Okay, Jay-Z turned on R. Kelly. As we all know, R. Kelly's in prison right now, serving a 30-year sentence. Guess who funded the money for the Surviving R. Kelly documentary? I'll give you one guess. Jay-Z. Jay-Z funded the money in order to bring R. Kelly down. Did y'all know that? The Surviving R. Kelly that was produced by Dream Hampton, who used to date Jay-Z. Jay-Z funded the money in order to put out the documentary for Surviving R. Kelly, to throw R. Kelly under the bus because R. Kelly sued him for $70 million after the Best of Both Worlds tour, and R. Kelly won and got $70 million from Jay-Z. So Jay-Z was mad and came back and paid Dream Hampton, his ex-girlfriend, his ex-boo thing, to put out Surviving R. Kelly to expose R. Kelly, which now R. Kelly is facing all these charges and sitting in prison for 30 years. When R. Kelly has said out of his mouth that Jay-Z would be in the same studios with young girls as well. So now R. Kelly is doing an appeal, and in exchange for him naming people who were also involved in trafficking and messing with young girls just like he was, he is going to start giving the feds these people's names so that he can lower his sentence and get out on an early release. Let's get into it, shall we? Ooh, child, who's been digging? Oh, I love when the plan comes together. Y'all enjoying this? Y'all didn't know that shit, did you? When I found this out, I was like, oh, look at the connection. Now, they were like this. Jay-Z was also upset at the fact that R. Kelly was able to get Aaliyah because Jay-Z wanted Aaliyah bad, but she didn't want him. She wasn't attracted to him. She was attracted to Dame Dash. And the fact that Jay-Z was able, that R. Kelly was able to have her first, Jay-Z tried to then come behind him and say, well, I can get her too. But Aaliyah was like, I don't like you. I like Dame. And the fact that Dame and Jay-Z were best friends, Jay-Z didn't like that, which then put a wedge between the two of them. So Aaliyah came between Jay-Z and Dame Dash's friendship because he wanted Aaliyah and couldn't have her. Did y'all know that? So it was kind of like a one-up. Everybody in the industry wanted her, including producer Timbaland. Timbaland already came out of interview saying that he was in love with Aaliyah. Aaliyah was a child. She was a young girl who was preyed upon by grown-ass men in the industry. We already know R. Kelly married her when she was, 14, 15? Then when she got away from him, Jay-Z was after her. And then once she got away from that, we know that Dame Dash was after her. Then we know that Timbaland, when he was in the studio producing Aaliyah, he was staring at her, saying that he was mesmerized by her. He was in love with her. He wanted her so bad that he went out and married a woman who had a very striking resemblance to Aaliyah. Pull up Timbaland's wife, and she looks damn near just like Aaliyah. That's just how much he was in love with her. He was like, if I can't have Aaliyah, I'm going to have someone who looks like her. And every time I look at my wife, she's going to remind me of Aaliyah. Go and pull up. Go Google Timbaland's wife. You're going to be like, oh my God. Crazy. Crazy. Let's get into this. Let me pull this video up for you guys. Baby, listen. Oh, child. Let's get into this. Because, yeah, R. Kelly, honey. R. Kelly is getting ready to come back with a bang.
She found out he was married with a child, and he was also involved with her sister. They both teamed up to bring him down.
Recent updates in the R. Kelly case have brought to light some startling revelations. Leaked audio recordings seem to suggest that one of his victims was coerced into providing false testimony during the trial.
Shout out to Inside
potential
Industry.
Complications for Jay-Z. These disclosures shed light on instances where Jay-Z had reportedly supported R. Kelly in various serious matters. However, the situation is now taking a turn, as Jay-Z is facing significant allegations.
There was a ring inside of Robert's camp of people who would bring females in with fake ID to get a check.
We've all seen the horrible evidence in R. Kelly's trial, though there are allegations now that some of his victims may have been forced to give false testimony against him, which sounds unfounded. But if true, it proves that the court is maybe not being fair with R. Kelly. It was revealed in a leaked audio in which an alleged Fed informant said that he flipped R. Kelly's witness.
So, Trio, when she was here, gave her all of the information. I got the actual people on the phone.
The provided audio was allegedly sent by Sharon Winbush, a former employee of R. Kelly. She claims that the individual heard in the clip is a federal informant who, according to her allegations, coerced a witness to lie about her actual relationship with R. Kelly as part of an elaborate scheme to undermine his defense.
She made the decisions. She made the decisions alone, and it was not easy. It was days and days and days of crime. It was hours and hours and hours of footage.
Regarding this, Kelly also initiated an appeal in New York, holding the belief that he has a chance to overturn his recent conviction. The singer's legal team contended that the government failed to present sufficient evidence leading to his 30-year prison sentence. After that, his attorney, Jennifer Bongine, formally submitted the appeal.
In my mind, a miscarriage of justice occurs when the government oversteps, when they overreach, when they violate someone's constitutional right to a fair trial.
Moreover, in his trial, Kelly was found guilty on all 9 counts of a superseding indictment, which charged him with racketeering related to criminal activities, including SE of young people, forced labor, and Mann Act violations. Kelly's legal representatives asserted that at least 4 jurors displayed bias, with 2 of them allegedly having viewed the documentary series Surviving R. Kelly. They also argued that some of the individuals mentioned in the case were of legal age, while others lied to Kelly about their age. Furthermore, the legal team claimed that certain evidence and allegations regarding Kelly's personal life should have been excluded, as they allegedly compromised his right to a fair trial.
When the process doesn't work, the outcomes are not fair, they're not righteous, and as a result, I took R. Kelly's case. And I pass on cases, but this is a case that I felt satisfied both of those requirements.
The singer was seeking the appeals court to either overturn his conviction or grant him a new trial. It's worth noting that in a separate trial in Chicago, Kelly had previously been sentenced to 20 years in prison after being found guilty of CP and enticing a minor, as reported by TMZ. disgusting crimes. During the Chicago trial, Kelly's attorney expressed similar concerns, stating that the government's burden cannot be met with the interference of bad character or tendency to commit crimes. You may consider him to be the most amoral, dishonest person on the planet, and that has nothing to do with whether the government has met its burden. At that time, a judge ordered Kelly to serve 19 of the 20 years concurrently with his other sentence. Yet another legal representative for R. Kelly has petitioned the judge overseeing his ST case to vacate his conviction and initiate a new trial. The basis for this request is the argument that his trial attorneys displayed incompetence and that the singer was unjustly depicted as a SI deviant to the jury. Because this defendant was forced to defend against dozens of uncharged claims of A&S misbehavior, much of its lawful, albeit unpalatable for some, defendant was stripped of its presumption of innocence and denied a fair trial. Attorney Jennifer Bongine wrote an illegal memorandum filed to court. However, whether one holds a favorable opinion of R. Kelly or harbors strong disapproval, the principle remains clear. The U.S. legal system should uphold fairness and equality for every member of society, regardless of the charges they may face. The fundamentals of justice and due process should apply consistently to all individuals without bias or discrimination. But people are suggesting that if Kelly's case is legally unfair, it can cause some serious problems for Jay-Z. The news is abuzz with reports that R. Kelly is gearing up for a new appeal, having enlisted none other than Bill Cosby's attorney. This strategic move appears aimed at overturning his conviction. What makes this development intriguing is that R. Kelly's legal team claims that 2 jurors in his case had watched the controversial documentary series Surviving R. Kelly, which was funded by Jay-Z. They argue that these jurors should never have been selected due to potential bias. The twist in this story is that R. Kelly had previously won a substantial $70 million lawsuit against Jay-Z. This revelation raises questions about potential motives behind these shocking claims.
He put his money behind a project that cost this man his life in prison. Well, could, because I got faith that R. Kelly gonna get out now.
The disgraced rapper R. Kelly has recently filed an appeal in his New York case after being handed a 30-year prison sentence for ST and racketeering. And now there are rumors circulating that R. Kelly may be contemplating revealing information about certain celebrities and their undisclosed secrets in an attempt to seek retribution against those in the industry who he feels did not support him during his incarceration. Notoriously known for his past alleged relationships with underage individuals, the R&B singer appears to be exploring options to reduce his prison sentence. This includes the possibility of exposing individuals involved in questionable activities within Hollywood, which reportedly includes a rapper and a big singer. However, it's important to note that these rumors should be treated with caution until there is concrete evidence or official confirmation. Quote, R. Kelly and his team are working with the feds to reduce his prison time. He'll provide evidence against other celebrities who were pedophiles, and they'll reduce his sentence. R. Kelly's legal team has additionally asserted that at least 4 jurors in his trial admitted to preconceived judgments of his guilt before rendering their verdict. This case has generated significant public attention, sparking discussions on platforms like Twitter. As a result, R. Kelly's name began trending, with many people speculating about the possibility of the disgraced Grammy winner potentially revealing information about others in the industry. Despite his guilty verdict, Kelly's team issued a statement to his Facebook page. Quote, to all my fans and supporters, I love you all, and thank you for all the support. It's not uncommon for insiders or close associates to offer insights into the music industry's less visible aspects. In this case, a close associate claims that R. Kelly has been outspoken about the hidden side of the music industry, which includes parties, unconventional rituals, and disturbing activities conducted in secret. The associate argues that R. Kelly, despite his controversial image and guilty verdict, which we cannot forget, was someone who stood against these perceived dark forces, which they suggest Jay-Z may have been associated with. On the other hand, he may have just been part of those dark forces and is trying to shift the blame.
I admire Jay-Z to that level, so for me to, be close to R. Kelly and find out what type of person he really is,
The allegations regarding R. Kelly, including accusations involving a 17-year-old male, have been the subject of significant controversy and legal proceedings, understandably so. Some individuals have argued that R. Kelly is innocent and have suggested that these allegations were part of a larger scheme aimed at controlling artists. They have also mentioned the unsettling practices in the music industry, where artists might be lured into parties, unknowingly drugged, and subsequently exploited. Regarding the lawsuit between R. Kelly and Jay-Z over their collaboration on the Best of Both Worlds album, it's a fact that R. Kelly did sue Jay-Z for $70 million, and he reportedly won the lawsuit. However, connecting this lawsuit to a potential motive for funding a documentary or leading to R. Kelly's imprisonment is speculative and would require concrete evidence to support such claims.
So you feel like he basically funded that because of the beef they had with the best of both worlds situation?
No, R. Kelly sued him for like $70 million after that.
Now you might be thinking, is Jay-Z really a rat? Well, that's what R. Kelly seems to believe, though take R. Kelly's point of views with a grain of salt. Not just that, the insider claims that the biggest mobs in the world, known as the Illuminati, have a significant role in controlling the music industry. But here's the twist. They don't really directly control the artist. Instead, they manipulate the people who control the artists. Jay-Z, a prominent figure in the industry, might be feeling the pressure from this powerful group. In fact, sources reveal some intriguing connections and allegations involving Jay-Z and other Hollywood elites.
I want to say Jay-Z with the Illuminati, because I don't know if he that powerful yet, but I believe what Kills told me as far as like Jay-Z with them.
Now, an even more mind-boggling detail is that apparently R. Kelly has accused Jay-Z of P behavior as well. Kelly's friend Ronnie Bo mentions why he took R. Kelly's side. He voices his concerns about only R. Kelly getting the brunt of his actions, and not Jay-Z.
Jay-Z got these young artists selling their soul. And hearing that and hearing the shit that R. Kelly was saying about Jay-Z is like, damn, is that shit true?
Jay-Z and Kelly are co-stars who have even come out with 2 albums together. Back in 2004, the pair's Best of Both Worlds tour, named after their 2002 collaborative album, was cut short after an incident during the first of 3 shows at NYC's Madison Square Garden.
Everybody know that Jay-Z and R. Kelly was working together at one time with the Best of Both Worlds tour, and I think they did 2 albums together.
R. Kelly reportedly declined to continue a tour due to alleged death threats, which led to a significant fallout with another artist involved, likely Jay-Z. This conflict escalated to the point where R. Kelly ended up in the hospital. Following this incident, the relationship between Jay-Z and R. Kelly soured, and they were no longer seen together. During this tumultuous period, Ronnie claims that he was the only person R. Kelly confided in, even as others were curious about the details surrounding the rift between Jay-Z and R. Kelly.
I was one of the ones that was more so close to him, so, he opened up to other people, but he opened up to me about that.
When questioned about his motivation for potentially exposing Jay-Z to law enforcement, R. Kelly cited Jay-Z's influential position within the industry. According to Kelly, Jay-Z had enough sway with the authorities to evade consequences for a crime, while Kelly did not have the same protection. This alleged influence might be connected to Jay-Z's ownership of Roc Nation, which is a well-known and influential entertainment company. Having control over media and a strong presence on social media can be seen as powerful assets when it comes to exerting authority and influence in the entertainment world. Kelly discussed this aspect with Ronnie, highlighting his concerns about the disparities in their situations.
The media is the most dangerous weapon that the United States have, and he said it's because they can make the innocent look guilty, and they can make the guilty look innocent.
Ronnie alludes to the idea that Jay-Z may have orchestrated a revenge plot against R. Kelly, suggesting that Jay-Z's substantial power and influence could have allowed him to do so. Having ownership of a media outlet could provide Jay-Z with the means to manipulate public perception by distorting the truth and shaping the narrative in his favor.
You could get so upset that you could f up my whole reputation, my image. You could make me look like the worst person on the planet because you control the motherfucking media.
Ronnie goes on to imply that Jay-Z accusing R. Kelly of being a P was a relatively simple move for someone with Jay-Z's influence. He suggests that the media found it effortless to market this narrative because R. Kelly lacked the same advantages in controlling the narrative, which ultimately led to R. Kelly's conviction happening much quicker, even if it was a just outcome in this case.
And this media shit, everybody, whether it's social media, TV, or reality show, everybody believes this shit they see in the media.
Conversely, Jay-Z, who faced accusations of a similar nature, remains unscathed by legal charges. This highlights the significant impact that having the right connections and influence can potentially make in the justice system. Now, let's address the controversy surrounding the documentary Surviving R. Kelly. R. Kelly contends that the documentary was built on smoke and mirrors, relying on scripted narratives and paying individuals to portray specific roles. In his view, this suggests that there was no substantial, concrete evidence presented against him in the documentary, casting doubt on its credibility. With all that, rapper Akon also recently came to Kelly's defense, saying that people make mistakes and that people should find ways to forgive the latter's wrongdoings. Though, if his wrongdoings are what he's actually been convicted for, that can be in question. There is always a way to redeem yourself, but you have to first accept the fact that you're wrong, he said in an interview with TMZ. He has the right to redeem himself from those mistakes. Even him. He has the right to try to make right by those he hurt. I believe that God makes no mistakes. People can debate back and forth all day, but if it's happening to him, it's supposed to happen to him, for whatever reason. Now, that's something that he has to have within himself to reevaluate his whole life, his way of being, because to get caught up in a situation like that, whatever happens, it's between him and God. However, it looks like Jay-Z has some really deep pockets to have remained on the top of the ladder for as long as he has, money and support from Hollywood elites. But he should be scared now because R. Kelly might find his way out of the prison soon, and will surely be looking at him for revenge. Jay-Z and R. Kelly were both the top singers in the industry, so it just made sense for them to collaborate on tracks. But people loved the duo a lot more than they had originally thought. And so the occasional tracks turned into a full album and a world tour. The best of both worlds was going to be the album of the year or even the decade. But with Kelly, what can you expect but a mess? In 2002, a video showed up that took the whole industry. A 27-minute video of R. Kelly having S with a minor, which should get rid of any presumption of innocence. Kelly immediately came out with a sob story about how people were making up fake stories to destroy him. He straight up refused to admit it and said, quote, "It's very difficult for me, but you know I'm innocent. It's crap and that's how we're going to treat it. All I know is this. I have a few people in the past that I've fired. People that I've thought were my friends that's not my friends. Ever since then, it's been threats on what they're going to do to me if I don't pay them this. They'll put a story out. And when I refuse to pay them, now here comes this story." Some people from the industry were convinced that Jay-Z knew all about Kelly's atrocious and disgusting actions, and he let them get away with it.
All right, so let's pause. Now, so you guys can kind of see what's going on here. Jay-Z and R. Kelly, like I said, were good friends in the beginning. So much so they were doing albums together, two to be exact, as they were saying here. And then they did the Best of Both Worlds tour, which turned out to be a great tour until R. Kelly got upset and started acting out. They wound up jumping on him and they beat the hell out of R. Kelly. They beat him up. But he wound up backing out of the tour, and then he just wound up suing them for the money that he was supposed to have gotten, which he won that case, like I said, for $70 million, at which Jay-Z had to pay him, and he was mad about that. So what did he do? Like I said, he went and he paid the money to get the documentary, Surviving R. Kelly documentary, off the ground, which we all know is what helped put the nail in the coffin for R. Kelly to have him arrested, okay? Including the Me Too movement. Y'all know the Me Too movement got involved with that, with all the women that said they were essayed and trafficked. That kind of helped get him behind bars. So, of course, y'all know R. Kelly been doing stuff for 30 years. Now, I'm not saying that some of the stuff that he was accused of that he didn't do. I'm just going to say that he got away with a lot of shit. Because back in the 90s, when he had that case, had the little girl that was in the video that was 14 years old at the time, had he not paid their family to fly them out of the country during the time of the trial for that girl and her parents to testify, he would have been in prison, and he knew that. So R. Kelly was doing some of the same mess that Diddy is doing, which is paying people to be quiet and be in certain places so that they can't speak whenever certain cases are being heard or whatever. They are very strategic, and they have a lot of people on the police force, as we know with Diddy, with doctors and people who do autopsies. They have a lot of people in their hands and in their pockets where they can make them do whatever they want to do for $1. Okay. Like, doctors are not supposed to be giving out anybody's medical records like Diddy was having them do with Cassie. She was having MRIs sent to him. Like, that is her personal information. So he was able to get away with these things. Jay-Z was able to get away with some things as well because he has money and power. People listen to him. He has a lot of influence, and people in the industry who are also allegedly connected to the Illuminati, which we're just finding out they're connected to higher ups in the industry that protect those that are beneath them, so that they can kind of finagle and do things in the industry and be untouched. Y'all get where we're going with that? So that's kind of what's going on here. But the two of them fell out, and because they fell out, and because R. Kelly sued him now and got that money from him, that is why R. Kelly's ass is in jail, because he probably would have been still running around here doing the same bullshit that he was doing for over 30 years and be untouched had it not been for Jay-Z helping bring R. Kelly down. Now, yes, the women did come forward and talk. That did help. But women been talking all this time and nobody been hearing it. But as soon as this damn documentary came out, and that's why I said this Surviving Diddy documentary is going to be the nail in his coffin as well. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. R. Kelly, honey, R. Kelly is where he needs to be because his ass have done a lot of stuff that he got away with and was able to pay a lot of people to be quiet. Jay-Z, his time is going to come. And Diddy, your time is coming too. I'm hearing that Diddy's been in London since September, that he knew about this case coming down with Cassie for some months before she actually initiated it. But he was playing in her face like he was not going to settle with her and was trying to lowball her until she dropped that deposition on his ass. And he was like, whoa. When he saw the shit that was in there, he said, let me go ahead and cut this check because she ain't playing with me. She ain't playing with me. And people going to believe this. Diddy is about image. That's why he cut that check. But they're saying that Diddy's been in London since September. And he's still over there now because of everything that's been going on that came out after this whole Cassie situation. It's like he's hiding out. But my thing is, people know you worldwide, Diddy. There's really nowhere that you can go. There's really nowhere you can go that people won't know you. So he's hiding out in hotels over in London, probably the Beverly Hills Hotel somewhere. If they got one over there, because that sounds like that's one of his favorite ones. And I know they don't have a Beverly Hills Hotel down there in London, but damn, I'm like, is that your favorite hotel? Is that your favorite? They probably have his name on the damn door because he done had so many damn FOs and all types of shit up in there. But that is what it's giving, guys. Y'all enjoying the content? I hope you guys hit that like button, because I try to put out enough stuff out here for you guys to actually be able to enjoy. But that is why Biggie was leaving Bad Boy, because the money was funny and he was offered a $62 million deal, okay, through Roc Nation. And I believe, I was thinking about this too, I believe that being that Jay-Z and Puffy are friends and have been friends for years, I believe that maybe Jay-Z might have dropped that in Diddy's ear to say, hey, you know, your boy done came over and asked me for a deal. And, you know, I think he probably told him about that deal, which then made Puffy mad. And that's when he started making his plan to probably get rid of your boy, Biggie. Okay. But I feel like Diddy knew about it and had something to do with it. Gene Deal, who was there, who actually pulled Biggie out of the car when he was pow to help save his life. I don't feel like he's going to lie about that. I don't feel like he's going to lie about Puffy offering him $30K in order to take out Biggie. I don't think he would lie about that. Okay. I totally believe it. He's been reputable thus far, and I believe it. So that is it for this video, guys. We will have some more tea for you guys tomorrow. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I've been trying to drop some real good deep stuff that you guys didn't know, some stuff I didn't know. So I said, let me share that with you guys so that you guys will be in the know on that. So rest in peace to rapper Coolio, because he too was done wrong as well. He was scared for his life prior to him dying, just like Kim Porter was scared for her life prior to her dying. Biggie probably knew some things was getting ready to happen to him as well. He probably thought it was very weird that he was supposed to be going to London, and all of a sudden Biggie just changes the plans, and then out of the blue, boom, he's out of here. So rest in peace to Biggie Smalls as well, because he's not here. Tupac as well, same thing happened to him, because it said and alleged that Diddy had a hand in his unaliving as well. So Diddy, your name is being mentioned in a lot of these deaths, sir, and we want to see justice for all of these people. All right, but thank you guys for joining the video. Thank you guys for liking the video. Please subscribe to this channel so you will get more exciting videos full of tea over here. Okay, Moz, thank y'all for doing a great job. Who was the content creator that I saw earlier? I don't want to miss nobody. Was it Girlfriend Chronicles? I think I saw her name pop up. Thank you, ma'am, for being here as well, and any other content creators that joined us. Okay, thank you, Caramelians, for your support as well. Okay, we will have Car Chronicles in the morning, so see you guys then. All right, love you guys all the way down to the ground, and goodbye.